Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. This video is F1 2020 My Team Part 2 around the Bahrain International Circuit. Last episode we had a fairly good race. We finished P18 and 19 with Delatraz finishing in P18 and us in P19. That was an overall pretty successful result considering how we were expecting to be battling Williams. It was just an inter-team battle between us and Delatraz. So we're trying to keep the momentum going and just keep the pace in the car throughout the entire race once again. So we're now going into Bahrain. We need to carry this momentum. We need to have as good a result as possible to build our acclaim so we can get some more sponsors on the car. As you can see, we have two upgrades that are going to be ready for Vietnam. So with two aero upgrades, as I said in Australia, as if you recall, our car doesn't sit well in slow speed corners. So those aero upgrades, especially for Vietnam, which does actually have a quite twisty final sector, that will help us out quite a bit. Well, I want to put some upgrades on the end. After the race, just so we can get the car to be at its best. As I'm recording this, the podium pass has been fixed, so we can change our livery to something that's much more palatable. I have something in mind, so hopefully we can have that in for China, which is round 4. As you can see now, we are selecting our perks from the perks menu, and we just have a look through, deciding which we want to do, but in the end we decide we want to go with development feedback, as that will give us more R&D points and be able to develop the car much better and much more efficiently. So now as we're going advanced the time, we have our simulation training, and that increases Delatraz's awareness, and now it's time for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Let's go straight into qualifying. So in this qualifying session, I'm not feeling on the pace. I'm not fully confident with the car, and that will show. Because at the end of this first lap, we do end up setting a 128.3, I think. So 128.1, my mistake, and it does put us last place and a second off our teammate, which does mean that we are off the pace. We are very slow. We're actually behind both the Williams cars, even though that's not where the pace can be. Obviously, it's 110% AI, so I should expect it to be difficult. But as we are now coming through to finish our second run in this session, we are improving by about 0.2, but it's not going to be enough to match those Williams. As we finish this lap, it is going to be a 127.7, as we do gain it by 0.3, but it's still not enough to match the Williams guys, as Latifi is 0.7 down the road. So this is spelling major catastrophe for us. But now as we're going through the final run, I'll commentate over this as we head into turn 1, braking as late as we possibly can, right where the curb starts, second gear. Now going through the second corner, we want to go up to 4th gear, short shift, so we can get as good traction as possible. Now going through the gears now, with DRS open, just try to make this straight as short as possible, as basically. Now we'll go down to 3rd gear to minimise wheel spin, we'll short shift up to 4th. Now going down to the chicane, we're going to be thinking about going down into 5th gear to make sure we sacrifice the first half of it, but then opens up the second half and we can get on the power really early. We do run a bit wide into this hairpin, and having to go in 1st gear, which doesn't give us the best traction off the exit of the corner, but it means that we are able to just get a catapult round, and we ultimately don't lose that much time, only like a 10th. But now we're going through this really awkward left-hander. It's very tough to get right, and we do have a little lock-up on the inside, but it's nothing too bad, as we do struggle with traction on the exit of the corner. Going through this left-hander now, we've got 4th gear, we're running over the curve a bit, which does help stabilise the car, but doesn't save us time. And now flat out for this right-hander. This right-hander we've been struggling with all weekend. It's been a nightmare, but we actually do get it fairly right. We're running right on the limit of the car, and now we are actually 0.3 up on our time. We are on for a 127.4, but for this final corner we end up cutting the corner a little bit, and that compromises our exit, and that means we are only improved by 1.5, which means that we have done a 27.6, but it's not enough. We are still last place on the grid, so it's going to be a tough race. 110% AI, never expected it to be easy, but we are 0.7 off the next car, and that's not ideal. Sebastian Vettel's qualified on pole for the Bahrain Grand Prix, but and Louis Delatraz is P20 with us in P22. Hopefully we can have a bit of a better race and just make up positions at the start and hold on. The strategy is going to be a one-stop for majority of the field, but we're going aggressive. We're trying something different. It's going to be a 2-stop, soft, medium for us, and just hopefully we can make up positions in the race. I must preface this race. I lost the race footage basically, so it's going to be running off the highlights, and I'll do my best to commentate over it and just give everyone the best video possible. So now as we are getting ready for the Bahrain Grand Prix, it's 5 red lights. And away we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. We get a pretty decent start. We matched all 2 Williams cars ahead, and we're on soft tyres. We're going down to turn 1 now. We're in the slipstream of the Williams cars. Now everyone's on the right-hand side of the circuit. We send it down the outside, and that puts us up into P15 in this race, going round the outside of the AlphaTauri into turn 1. Now going through this down to turn 2, we have a slipstream on the racing point of Lance Stroll, I'm pretty sure it is. So now we're in the slipstream, but now going on to the main straight, we're going to be chasing down the Haas. Overtake open, DRS open, and now we're going side by side with this Haas. 3 wide briefly, but now we're going around the outside. We go a little bit deep, but that does give us the drive we need out of the corner to attack the Haas. We get the move done. But now going later on in the lap, the Haas actually gets past us again with DRS. We defend down the inside, but we make contact. And luckily it's only tyre on tyre contact, so there's no damage to either of our cars. But now we're going down this straight. We've got DRS, we've got overtake, and now the AlphaTauri is going past us, and we're going past the Haas, and we're going 3 wide into the turn 1. But we both get past the Haas car, and that is us up into P14. So now the AlphaTauri is going past us again, as our softs do start to die. So we're trying to make the best of the situation as we defend it successfully going into that chicane. But now on this straight, it's four of us battling. We're still in the slipstream. We're the one without DRS, and with our Renault power unit, we are on the back foot as the Haas and Alfa Romeo both tried to overtake us, but we do defend the position to the Alfa Romeo successfully, and that does mean that only the Haas has got a pass, and we've only lost 1 position into turn 1. So now as we're going through into this corner, the Alfa Romeo is right behind us. We're doing our best to defend, but in the end it's to no avail. The Alfa Romeo gets past us. So now going down the start-finish straight, we've been struggling on straights. That's the Renault power unit. It's that underpowered, especially compared to the Mercedes and Ferrari, which are the dominant power units. But later on in this race, we are actually getting lapped by the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton, and overall this two-stop strategy didn't work. We didn't gain enough time in the first and second stints, so that meant when it came down to the third stint, we just didn't have the pace. We just had too big a gap. The gap started off at 15 seconds, but we did bring it down to 7. But we just didn't have the pace in the cars to catch down Nicholas Latifi and the Williams, which is massively unfortunate, as Delatraz definitely had pace in the car. As you can see, it just wasn't our weekend. Our fastest lap is actually quicker than Delatraz, but we're just on the wrong strategy, and it's just massively unfortunate. So we've got to try bounce back in Vietnam. We've got the upgrades coming. Now hopefully make me much more confident with the car, be able to chuck it into the corners, and just hopefully we can make Vietnam better. We are going to struggle down the straights as we are underpowered, but hopefully we can make that work. So now, as we're going to be going through to the management section of this video at the end of the race, so now we see the acclaim levels. Louis Delatraz is level 4 and we are level 1, and our team is now level 2, which does mean we can now sign another sponsor to the car, which is going to help us get more income and hopefully upgrade all the facilities. And through that race, we did gain 100,000 through that, and our total is now 1.3 million. So we're trying to save up to build a better car, better facilities, and just overall build the team up. So now as we're allocating our activities, we decide we want to get with the chassis team building, reaction training, and the sponsor event, as that does improve the team acclaim as well, and just hopefully get some more sponsors on the car. So now we're going through the upgrades of the car. We're going to be deploying an engine upgrade onto the car. Hopefully this will mean that our engine deficit compared to the rest of the field is lessened, and I did notice during that race we are wearing out the gearbox quite a bit, so we're going for a durability upgrade. So hopefully these upgrades will help us, as we do actually have 4 upgrades in the pipeline now, so hopefully we can bounce back next race. So here's signing a new sponsor. We have all these choices. We have all of these sponsors we can go for. Unfortunately, at the moment we've gone for Gutenberg. I think that really long name. As we decided that was the best. Our car has been really reliable, not one DNF this season, and it does bring in some decent money each week, and the goal is pretty easy considering how reliable our car is. So hopefully we can bring that back. So now here is us actually applying the sponsor, so our car looks slightly less barren now, which is always good. So we can just hopefully make the car look as good as possible, as we stick the sponsor on the rear wing, on the side of the rear wing actually, and yeah, just make sure the car doesn't look barren. We don't look like a Brawn 2009 car, as we stick it on the front nose as well. So we just have some more on the front, and this is our new car. yeah, as I said, the podium pass has been enabled, so hopefully we can make the car look a bit better. It's time to end the video. Thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget to press the bell icon and like the video, and that really does help me out. And overall, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.